My name's Ryan. My last name is Regan. It's an alliterative name that will roll right off your tongue and onto the vote now that I know there's a prize. So you will remember me now that I said that. Okay, so my project was a soundboard generator. Originally it was going to be a little more boring, but I was encouraged by my mentor who couldn't make it here tonight, Evan, to make one that is more scalable and does a lot more things. So behind every great developer, there are tools. I had a DigitalOcean server that I was just using for some very, very basic web development and just a way to share things that I was doing with other people. I picked up some knowledge about using a tmux shell, as well as this website called Trello, which is like a card-based system, much like what you just saw, except it's more free and accessible, and Vim, which I stole this comic. It's the first thing if you Google Vim, and it's like the learning curve. It's the one that never gets easier. So I think that's kind of fair. And people who are like real developers probably scoffing. You don't remember what it was like to start. If you have anything to say about that. So moving right along, the goals that I had was kind of vague compared to the actual project, but I wanted to build an app with a framework that uses databases because that would make my job a lot easier if I had a very good understanding of what I was supporting at a more intimate level, not just the front-facing things. And I was personally interested in learning a little bit more about how the front end and the back end talk to each other. Again, that is somewhat selfishly to help me in my job, but also because I'm just generally fascinated in it. And the third thing, TBD, test-based development. This was tests. I had no idea those were involved in software development until lately. And at first, I tried to shoehorn them in to what I was doing because I wanted to do it because it seemed cool. And then I hit some pitfalls where I wouldn't have been able to solve problems without them. So if you guys, if you're just pros and can write good software without needing tests, cool. If you're like me, give it a shot. It can really help you out if you have a great mentor who can also guide you. And then, of course, I really was here to complete my childhood dream of making the best soundboard on the internet, which you will all be graced with as soon as I move it out of development and into production. And then also, I wanted to give a shot at these JavaScript frameworks I hear people griping about, but I don't understand why they're mad. So I gave that a shot as well. So the project overview. These are the things that we set out to do. User authentication page, a way for you to give me credentials and give you a little area. A private place for you to upload and edit things, and then a URL that is public that my server was hosting, and you can share it, get those likes and subscribes. And I used Django for the framework for the Python, and Vue for the JavaScript framework thing that I've been told is good, and it's fairly good. So one of the things that was fun to do was whiteboarding, literally, because Braintree is endowed with many a whiteboard that people use. Mine's still up there, so. So one of the cool things I learned about was like what databases are, like how you make the tables, design them. Many sounds, many soundboards. Each soundboard can have many sounds. Each sound can be on many soundboards. Those are many-to-many relationships. I helped you with the bold, in case you didn't get it. And that's Evan. That's our only photo together. I'm taking it. And the cool thing about Django is that it will handle making these tables that handle the relationships for you, which is great because if I had to do it myself, I wouldn't be nearly as close to completion as I am, which is very close. And that's all I have to say about that. So we'll move on to the trials and tribulations of things that I struggled with. One, fighting the Office firewall. Oh, and it was great, and my blogs are on time, and I'm bad at migrations. So let's go make a board really fast. Here we go. So this is a cool opening page. I've got my login, which let's read that pun while I type this in here. That is a log, but it's got a sign that says in. Applause, votes, here we go. Create yourself a board. You can give it a name if you want, which might show up on the next page. You can add sounds here by giving them names, text input, sound images, and files, or you can add previous ones. Yep, and they just keep going. And you can have as many as you want. And when you hit save board, it will do that. And that is a URL that you can just hand out. Click on the sounds. Let's give a sound here. Maybe I can. Did that work? Did you hear Yahoo? And yes, so once this goes live, I too will quit my job, and this will be my income. And thank you very much.